안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-hwa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-housing, K-liquor, K-everything. And we're going to do all of that with our Wednesday co-host, Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa. It's Wednesday. That means it's going to be a great day filled with plenty of K-enter news I have just for you, so stay tuned.
And we're also joined by Arirang News features reporter Park Kon-woo. Welcome, Kon-woo.
Hello, Kon-woo.
Hello, guys. And hello, everyone. I'm Park Kon-woo, news features reporter at Arirang News. I got some exciting news just for you as well, so stay tuned.
And Kon-woo, I heard that this week you went to a special place for university students. Where did you go?
Before I tell you about where I went, I want to ask you guys a little question. So, where did you guys stay during your university years? I know, Walter, you went to university in Australia.
Yes.
You, Soa, in Korea.
Right.
So, yeah, can you share a little bit of your experiences?
Well, for me, I just lived at my parents' home, so I had to take the bus and subway. It took an hour and a half, so back and forth, 3 hours to go to university. So I was actually always envy of my friends who lived at dormitories or near the campus, because I had to take the bakcha, the last bus, to get home at 10:30 p.m.
Yeah.
You were quite lucky. My parents live very far from my university, so I actually had to move out of my house and live by myself in a small one-bedroom apartment. Very, very expensive. So yes, I had to live by myself.
I see.
Yes, for me, I usually stayed at the university's dormitory because it's cost-effective and it's really close to campus. So really, I don't really need to worry about missing my classes because
I see.
would usually set up my classes at starting from 9 a.m. in the morning. But I never missed any classes throughout my school years.
Of course,
that for
you're
sure.
Kon-woo.
Yes. But aside from that, today I went to a very popular housing option for university students these days, which are boarding houses. And so they are steadily becoming more popular these days as they were in the past. So stay with me and I'll take you there. A small, quiet living room filled with university students. That's because a variety of 15 side dishes that might be quite costly at a restaurant are served twice a day at mealtime at this boarding house. These dishes are all cooked by the owner herself, who says it's a joy to prepare them for the students. Communal meals at boarding houses were common in South Korea up until the late 1990s, but as millennials began prioritizing privacy, studio flats have become more popular since then. However, students living here today say privacy isn't that much of a concern, as there are bigger benefits.
Since I live in Seoul, like eating out is quite expensive. I spend about 50K per day, but that's how much I would save by eating here.
More students are choosing boarding houses to keep costs down.
During COVID-19, there were almost no students, but after the pandemic, demand surged even among foreign students.
I came from another country. It's quite expensive. I don't cook that much, no time, more convenient compared to other places.
This boarding house, built decades ago and showing its age, has become increasingly popular with every single room booked. And it's not just this house, but according to data, boarding house reservations rose by around 20% in the first 2 months of this year compared to last year. An official from an online accommodation platform added that boarding houses are cost-effective for students, especially when compared to other housing options.
In Korean style, we say the one room, like 1 month's price is more than 700,000 won. Boarding house, there are no deposit, and the average price is 400,000 won, include the meals.
As boarding houses offer students an affordable option in an era of high costs, with rent, meals, and utility bills all included, this trend is expected to continue among students on a limited budget.
Wow, Kon-woo, the food seriously looked like food prepared at a 한식집 or a Korean food restaurant.
Yes.
So that was not prepared just for TV, was it?
No, it wasn't.
So this is a daily thing?
Yeah, so that's actually bringing me to my question. I'm sort of curious how the boarding house owner manages their food and the finances when preparing that food on a daily basis.
Right, with rising costs, that's actually, that could be a challenge for these owners. And she actually says she sometimes face deficits during the winter season, especially because of high heating bills. But she said there's more to her business than just earning money.
My husband and I don't spend much, so we just consider it as earning our pocket money. Talking with the students is fun, and I see this as my workplace. Even at the age over 70, being able to work brings me joy.
Her mindset was truly touching, and I have to mention the food she prepared. It was really good, just a kind of 집밥 as we call it here in South Korea, meaning homemade food usually made by our moms. Since I live by myself, I don't really get to enjoy 집밥 often, but yesterday I really enjoyed the fresh homemade meal.
Aw, good for you, Konu. But I wonder, in your report, we had some foreigners. So how can foreign students know about these boarding houses? Where do they find information?
Yeah, so today I brought two representative options. One is from the Korean government. Their website provides basic information on various housing options available to foreign students studying in Korea. And also, it not only includes details on boarding houses, but also introduces unique housing concepts in Korea like 전세, a long-term housing arrangement where tenants pay a lump sum amount to the landlord to lease a property for a set period. Another option will be using the Mom's Day platform. I recommend this app because its staff speak multiple foreign languages, allowing foreign students to easily inquire through messages on their social media pages.
Well, speaking of different housing, I'm sure there are other options as well. Can you tell us about some other options that are there as well?
Of course, that's my job. So co-sharing houses are another option. They are basically share houses with added leisure facilities like spaces for yoga or weightlifting, which have become quite popular these days among these students. But due to these added facilities, they might be relatively expensive compared to like the ones that I visited. So that's something to keep in mind for those who are watching at this moment.
Right, co-sharing houses have also become popular with the increase of single households here in Korea. So maybe an idea for another coverage later on, Konu?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, well, thank you very much for today's report.
Thank you, Konu.
Thank you.
Now time for a daily dose of K-Enter News with Walter Lee. And Walter, we start off with a fresh new hot record made by a certain BTS member.
A certain BTS member indeed. We're talking about Jimin, and he has set a new record as the longest charting K-pop solo artist on the US Billboard main song chart, the Hot 100. Now, according to the latest chart released in the US music magazine Billboard, the track Who from Jimin's second album, Muse, ranked 41st on the Hot 100, marking its 32nd week on the chart. Now, actually, we talked about this last week. Now, this surpasses the previous longest charting K-pop solo record of 31 weeks set by Psy's Gangnam Style. And that was back in 2012, and it also ties the record for the longest charting K-pop song on the Hot 100, held by his own group, BTS, and that song is Dynamite. So this means Jimin has become the artist with the longest charting records in both group as well as solo activity. So he owns 2 records, and he beats out his own band with one of those records.
Well, excellent, and I'm sure his other band members will be very proud of him.
Of course.
Yes, and speaking of which, one of the other BTS members actually is going to be part of a new TV show coming out, a variety TV show that we're now going to turn our attention to.
Yes, indeed. So we're talking about webtoon artist turned broadcaster. We're talking about Kian Palsa, or 84, but he's called Kian Palsa, and his Netflix variety show Kian's Bizarre B&B Bed and Breakfast, or 대환장 Kianjang, will be released next month. Now, Kian's Bizarre B&B is a new type of guest house variety show. Maybe you've seen Hyori's guest house show as well. Set in Ulrungdo in Gyeongjang, a sort of guest house according to Kyang Palsa's own ideas. Now, the show features Kyang Palsa, also BTS member Jin, and actress Ji Yeon. Now, as they interact with guests who come along, most likely just normal people. Now, BTS's Jin appears as an all-round employee. Ji Yeon will be the youngest member of the group, and she's also well known for her sort of appearances on Running Man. She's a main cast member there. And also, Kian's Bizarre B&B will be released over the 3-week period starting from April 8th with a total of 9 episodes. The first week will premiere 3 episodes, followed by 3 more episodes each week, so that goes over the 3 weeks.
Just listening to the voice and the trailer right now makes me want to watch it. Having Kian Palsa on a TV show itself is worth watching. He's a hilarious person.
He is
and
indeed.
many think of him actually as a TV person now more than a webtoon artist, although he is actually a webtoon artist.
Exactly.
But last but not least, Walter, an important documentary about traditional Korean music is set to be released.
Yes, it's a very important part of Korean history. I'm talking about the press conference for the documentary film Women's Guguk Enduring the Edge of Time. Now, this was held on Tuesday at Megabox COEX in Seoul. Now, Women's Guguk, it features Master Cho Young-suk, a first-generation actress at Guguk all-female musical theatre and the current holder of the National Intangible Cultural Heritage Baltal. Now, Baltal means foot mask theatre in Korean. Now, Master Jo is known as the real-life inspiration for the popular 2024 drama 정년이, or A Star is Born in English. Now, the documentary captures the journey of Master Jo and her disciples as they strive to preserve the legacy of the women's guguk. So Master Jo remarked, "I have been performing women's guguk since 1951. As the title suggests, women's guguk has been on the edge of disappearance, sadly, but it has endured thanks to our relentless efforts to secure its rightful place." Now, she also stated that women's guguk is a magnificent, extraordinary cultural heritage of our country. Now, if you want to see it, Women's Guguk is Enduring the Edge of Time is set to premiere on March 19th.
It's definitely an important part of Korean history and a documentary not to miss out on. Thank you very much, Walter, for those K-Inter News.
No worries.
And now we move on to our AI anchor, Ari, with more culture-related news.
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. The Seoul Light DDP Festival, which transforms the exterior of Dongdaemun Design Plaza into a massive media art display, has claimed top honors at 3 of the world's most prestigious design awards. This year, it clinched the main award title at Germany's IF Design Award for Poetry of Time, a media art reinterpretation of an original work by Kim Han-gi, a pioneer of Korean abstract art. In 2023, Seoul Light DDP received the Red Dot Design Award main prize and a bronze prize at the Idea Design Award. Since 2019, the festival has transformed DDP facade into a giant canvas, showcasing works by renowned media artists such as Rafik Anadol and Kwai Ola. The National Maritime Museum of Korea in Busan has unveiled its newly renovated children's museum. The revamped space debuts with a journey through the sea on a time machine as its first permanent exhibition. It also features the Island Village Playground, an interactive play area designed to support early childhood development through sensory experiences and hands-on activities. Marking its 10th anniversary in 2022, the museum embarked on a comprehensive renovation, introducing extensive upgrades, new exhibits, and immersive experiences to enhance visitor engagement. The 2025 Gaya Culture Festival, a signature event in Gimhae, Gyeongsangnam-do Province, will take place in April, under the theme Gaya, a 2,000-year-old ancient capital. The 4-day festival will kick off with an opening ceremony on April 10th at 7 p.m. on the main stage at Suryongwon. This year, the festival will enhance programs related to the Daesungdong tombs, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and expand the Kaya Fantasia program, which received a positive response last year. The King Soro Parade will also be a key highlight. Major events, including kite flying and a media facade display, will be concentrated around the tomb cluster. Gimhae City hopes the festival will unite communities and further fuel the city's future development. That's all from me. Keep it tuned to the Culture Wave.
Once a week, we connect live to a correspondent overseas who fills us in on K-culture issues in the country they are located in. Soju is the best-known Korean alcoholic drink in Southeast Asia. In Vietnam, the popularity of the distilled liquor goes so far that Hait Jillo, a Korean soju maker, has recently kicked off the construction of its first overseas soju factory there. To talk more about the soju craze in this region, we are now connected to Cho Sung-gyun, General Director at Jillo Soju Vietnam in Hanoi. Hello, Mr. Cho.
Hello, Mr. Cho.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Thank you for joining us on the program. So, Mr. Cho, why don't we start with an introduction of yourself and your role in promoting soju in Vietnam?
Yes, I'm Song-gyun Jo, the General Director of Haitejillo Vietnam. Currently, we are distributing Korea's leading soju brand, Jillo, across Vietnam. Haitejillo declared the globalization of soju here in Vietnam in 2016. The globalization of soju is a commitment to introducing Korean soju to the world by developing a diverse range of soju products, targeting key symbolic markets, and strengthening communication with the trend-sensitive MG generation. Since this declaration, the overseas sales of Jillo soju have grown at an average annual rate of 12.6%. from 2017 to 2023, achieving $100 million in soju export in 2020 alone. Many may not be aware, but Jillo Soju has been the world's best-selling distilled spirits brand since 2001. Furthermore, in celebration of Haitejillo's 100th anniversary, we announced our global vision 2030 here in Vietnam in July 2024.
You were telling us how popular the soju was. How popular has soju been in Vietnam?
Before Haitejillo declared the globalization of soju in 2016, Korean soju was only available in Korean restaurants in Vietnam. However, today, Korean soju is sold in all hypermarkets and convenience stores across Vietnam. It's also widely enjoyed in restaurants and bars, popular among young people.
And speaking of young people, we heard that the demand for soju is especially high among Vietnam millennials and Gen Z. Why is that?
Our company has been consistently working to promote soju. We have placed soju in hypermarkets and convenience stores, carried out online campaigns, offline advertisements, and various tasting events. Through these efforts, Vietnamese MG generation has developed an interest in Korean culture and started enjoying soju. Young people who have tried soju began sharing the fun of drinking soju with their friends, which led to its current popularity.
I see.
So what's the most popular type of soju in Vietnam currently, and what makes it different from other popular Vietnamese liquors?
Korean soju comes in two varieties, regular soju and fruit-flavored soju. Regular soju has an alcohol content of 16% and maintains steady popularity across all age groups. Fruit soju, with an alcohol content of 13%, comes in various flavors such as green grape, peach, lemon, plum, strawberry, and grapefruit, making it especially popular among young consumers. Notably, our recently launched lemon flavor has been receiving a great response, even though it has been on the market for less than a month. This may be due to the strong satisfaction consumers have experienced with our previous fruit soju flavors.
So lots of different flavors are targeted at the younger generations. And I also wonder, what about somek, the combination of soju and mekju, mekju being beer, of course. Is somek also popular in Vietnam? And also, could you share some tips for our viewers, some ways to enjoy soju in a special way?
In Vietnam, more and more consumers are enjoying soju mixed with beer. Beyond the traditional way of drinking soju, chilled and straight, one of its great advantages is that it can be mixed with various beverages. For example, by combining soju with easily accessible drink like Sprite, orange juice, or oolong tea, along with some ice, you can effortlessly create a delicious soju cocktail. Remember this, soju is best enjoyed cold.
Okay, cold soju, we'll keep that in mind. And I think also because Vietnam is so famous for many types of beers, I think
Yes.
Vietnamese beer and Korean soju could also make a good mix.
Yeah, I think so as well. And obviously we we eat a lot of food with soju. How is the combination of soju and Vietnamese food, Mr. Cho? Which foods go well with the very famous green bottle of soju?
Vietnamese cuisine is known for its freshness and variety. It balances fresh vegetables, fruits, and meat, while offering unique flavors that vary by region. Our regular soju has a clean and crisp taste, making it a perfect match for any dish. Meanwhile, the fruity flavors and aroma of fruit soju enhance the dining experience by stimulating the palate. Korean soju complements the diverse flavors of Vietnamese cuisine, making the pairing between Vietnamese food and Korean soju truly exceptional.
Vietnamese food with Korean liquor sounds really great, tasty. Now, Mr. Cho, what are your future plans or marketing strategies for the further localization and promotion of Korean soju in Vietnam?
We will strengthen our promotional activities in both online and offline spaces where Vietnamese young consumers frequently gather. Additionally, we will expand our performance marketing and promotional efforts to help even more consumers experience and understand Korean soju.
That sounds like a very good plan, Mr. Cho, that'll draw the interest of more young Vietnamese towards this traditional Korean alcoholic beverage. And yes, as we have mentioned before in the program, soju is a traditional Korean liquor. But to all our viewers, never forget that excessive drinking can have serious consequences. Now, thank you very much, Mr. Cho, for your insights today. We hope the best for the plant construction and your continuous promotion of the popular green bottled Korean alcoholic drink. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cho.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to see you back here next week.
See you next week.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave, and hope you join us again on Thursday at 2 p.m. Korea time and maybe one day here in Korea.